sure why they were built. Theory has it that the Romans built them to make it look like it was an invading army encamped on the hill, but no one's really sure. It's just a theory. So yeah, but they're interesting. They're not as old as they look, because they were rebuilt quite recently, I believe. I'm not sure what the date is, but I know I'm fairly certain they were rebuilt quite recently. So, line standards. We're now heading for the boggiest part of this whole walk. So, it should be fun. Into Keld. Hopefully get a little bit further. Okay. A picture of tonight. Not the best of places. I was rather hoping to be down there, but there's a couple of other tents already down there. There's a bit of space over there, and there's a bit of space just in front of me. But unfortunately, we're right in this gully here, so the wind is whistling down there. So I want a little bit of protection from this old building. So I've gone there. Hopefully that will protect me from any strong wind that might whistle down there tonight. Still could get a bit blowy, but we'll see. I'm going to have to sleep the other way around, because it looks like that other end is higher than this end, so not a problem. Okay, people. Yeah, good day today. Not a lot of filming. Do you know what the silly thing is when you're on your own, you're never on your own, if that makes sense. I started off with someone, and unfortunately, because of a kidney infection, it turns out, he's had to pull out. So since day one I've been on my own, but there's always many people. I've not stopped talking to people. Most of them walking the coast to coast, walking the same way as me, and yeah, it's been good. Sometimes you might only walk a few hundred yards with them, other times you might walk several miles with them, and that's what I've been doing most of the time. And when you're walking and talking to people, it's very difficult to film where you're going. So yeah, not a lot of filming, but it's not about the filming, it's about the experience. Beautiful little spot. I was a little bit concerned that I was running out of water. Didn't realise that my intended camping spot, and this was an intended camping spot, there was such a large amount of water available. So got plenty of I can procure loads of water if I need it. So let's get myself sorted out. I won't be late tonight. I'm tired. About a 15 miler I think today. A lot of people I was walking with were stopping in Keld. I've come on about another 4 miles from Keld, so a little bit of a head start on people tomorrow. Don't know where I'm going to get to tomorrow night, but that's the whole beauty of carrying all your gear. You're your own man. You can stop within reason, where you want. Okay, people. I can't say ever onwards now because I'm stopping. So no doubt I will turn the camera on tomorrow. I'm not going to say bring you back, I'll turn the camera on tomorrow. Well, good morning people. Turned out there was, I think, 5 of us camping. 2, 4, 6, no, 7 of us camping down at that mill. And then as you come along to some more ruins, there's about 9 tents camped up rows around those. So I know it was a Saturday night, so I suppose it's popular. But it's a certain wake-up call first thing in the morning, climbing up out of here. I went wrong at first, because I looked at this and I thought, oh, it can't be up there. There's a nice clear path going straight ahead. And I'd gone about 50 yards, checked the GPS on the phone, and I was off track. And when I look back, yeah, this is the way to go, straight up. But yeah, as I said, a wake-up call first thing in the morning. But nearly there, a little bit further to go, not too much further, just up to that brow there, and then it levels off a little bit. I remember when I did this 30 years ago, I don't remember it being this tough, but then I suppose it was 30 years ago, and just maybe I was a little bit fitter then. But we're getting there. So yep, not a lot of filming, as I said last night. So many people doing this route. I was speaking to one of the women who runs a hostel but allows camping out the back of it, and she said she's never seen it so busy this time of year. So yeah, must have picked the wrong week to, well, the wrong fortnight to do it, because there are a hell of a lot of people walking, but that means I'm never on my own. So there are plus points and there are negative points, so always take the plus points. Okay people, ever onwards. Relatively easy path over the moor now. Come down on this track after climbing up quite a tough, I think they call them hushes. Yeah, as I got down here, we're now coming into Old Gang Smelting Mill. Someone's very conveniently got a bench put there, so yes, all good. Oh, I think the book classes this as the official route. Well, it's classed as the high level route, and many people walk along the swale, which is probably the prettier walk if you're into sort of like, you know, rivers and beautiful meadows and that sort of stuff. But this is, I think this is more interesting, because you've got all these industrial sort of industrial ruins, for want of a better word. But they are, you know, people put benches along them, a nice place to sit. I say, this is all left over from lead mining. I think was fairly prolific in the 18th century. word about walking poles. It's not something I ever used. I bought the tent I've got is a Lanshan one, which uses a trekking pole instead of its own poles, so I had to have them for that. The other couple of walks I've done, I've carried them and never used them, but on this one they've been invaluable. I must admit, I'm using them all the time. It certainly saves the knees when you're coming down stiff slopes, and it helps when you're climbing slopes as well. Well, for me it does. Here we go with the ruins of the smelting mill. You can read that. Old gang lead smelting mill. The scheduled ancient monument is being conserved. Please do not clamber on walls or cause any damage. Yeah. I mean, some people would say that the moor has been devastated, you know, by all these workings, but strangely enough, it can be, it's beautiful in its own right as well. Okay, people, as I always say, ever onwards. Some of the people you meet on the road are a bit strange. Very talkative though. Must be something wrong with it. Because all the others have just flown away. Got about 3.5 miles to go to Richmond. I must admit, this last bit's been a bit of a slog. Nothing strenuous walking wise, but just a bit of a slog. The whole day I've sort of struggled with connection, but then, you know, who wants connection when you're out in these lovely areas? But yeah, I was attempting to contact my wife because she had a hospital appointment yesterday and I couldn't get through. But when I did get reception, I actually managed to get on the internet, and what I've done, I booked myself a hotel for tonight. So yeah, it should be a lot better. Comfortable bed, either a bath or a shower, maybe do a little bit of washing in the sink, and yeah, everything should be good. Yeah, there you go. Richmond is only 3 miles, so I was wrong. So not too bad on the coast to coast route. I remember rightly, it's a fairly, slightly undulating, but sort of nothing strenuous. And when we get into the woods, I think it just sort of it's a nice slow walk back down into Richmond. So that's what I'm hoping anyway. We live in hope. Right, I've been told all the way for quite a few miles now that there's a field of cows and they do chase you, and I've not seen any field with cows until the one I'm coming up to now. So I'm going to put the camera down and hopefully I'll be fine. I don't know whether you can see that, but views of Richmond. So not far, about a mile. I'll be there. So, don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Don't know how far I'm going to get tomorrow. But all part of the fun and games. Nice view from my tent door. Well, actually I lie. Because I think I'm going to be very comfortable tonight in this nice little room. I would love the bath, to be honest with you, but shower will do. Yeah, great. I shall have a comfortable night and a decent view of Richmond as well. Okay, people. I'm going to have a shower. Okay, the River Swale, which will be my companion for a fair old way now. I could have joined it at Keld and come along the riverside path, but I decided to go high, so didn't really have much dealings with it. But now the path follows it for a fair old trot. Yeah, it was nice to have some comfortable accommodation last night. Nice to have a treat in a hotel. Decent bed, decent shower, decent breakfast. Mind you, I'm feeling the effects of the breakfast, I must admit. Shouldn't have had that extra sausage. We had some rain first thing this morning, so I delaying my leaving because of breakfast means I missed the rain, and also I'm not carrying a very wet tent. Everything's a bonus. Okay, ever onwards. Coming up to Danby Whisk. As you can see, it's not a very interesting path, just road and more road. I think everyone agrees that this is probably the most boring section of the whole thing. I'm only going to go to Danby Whisk today, 12.5 miles from Richmond. And then Don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow night. See how far I get, really. Managed to, lucky enough I got an internet signal, and being today is the 19th of September and it's the Queen's funeral today, I was lucky enough to get an internet reception, and I listened to all of it on the radio, so that was good. Being able to pay some sort of respects. Yeah, so just plodding along in glorious weather on this horrible road, but it gets you from A to B. So ever onwards. Well, that was a long, hard slog along these roads. I can see why people don't like it. It's not the best. When you think of all the beautiful scenery you do when you come across the lakes, when you come through the Yorkshire Dales, and to a certain extent when you get onto the North Yorkshire Moors, but unfortunately there's this little bit it's just not very nice. It makes everything else so much better. So Danby Whisk, I've still got probably 4 hours of daylight, but it's enough. I'm going to call it a day here. Pitch the tent, sort myself out, get ready for tomorrow. Will be a longer day tomorrow.